Grab a seat, grab a seat. We can only do these breaks if we do them tight. Keep the lights in here up and let's get everybody in. Come on in. Get your seats back again, quick as you can.
Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about.
Okay. Give me one takeaway. What's one of yours? What's one aha that you got from today so far? Sure. Just tell me and I'll repeat it. Give people an exit, give people an easy out, what Daniel G's talked about. Who else has a quick aha that you've got so far from today? Going or growing? Who else? Retention is half human and half strategy. What else? Focusing on sales is not as effective as understanding why people buy. Once you understand that, life gets easier. You, sir. Yeah, the attitude of how you respond to objections. You know, it's funny, over the course of my career, it really depends. Once you've been around for a while, my mood depends on how I respond. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just shut people down hard. You know, if like somebody says, oh, is this network marketing? I'm just like, oh, are you one of those people? They're like, what? Like, you're one of those people? Or sometimes I've literally said this. Oh, you don't like network marketing? Don't say that out loud. It makes you look really stupid. I've said those words when I'm in a mood. You know what I mean? Just if you have that opinion, go ahead and have it. But don't say it to too many people because it's going to really make you look bad. Sometimes, not all the time. Most of the time I'm very, listen and it's fine and relate. I understand. I was like you. Here's how I got to the other side. Sometimes when I'm compassionate, sometimes I'm obstinate. Depends on the person. And if they're like, sometimes if somebody's just uninformed, but if somebody's mean, sometimes I'll be a little bit mean back. And sometimes I just go, you're not my people. And just go the other way. You know, it's like ghosting people in real life. Just like, later. Just done. It's okay for you to kind of protect your energy. It's okay for you to feel strong about the stuff. The opinion, what I do most of the time in real life is I realize opinions are mostly created by what we do to them. This is, they wouldn't have a negative. Remember the small town example? We create that by how we overdo it. We oversell. And we leave this trail of people who had an expectation that wasn't met. And those people talk. And they talk to each other. And then when that happens, you end up in a situation where somebody forms an opinion. Fair. Totally get it. Like my football player friend was totally smashed me. Punched me in the face emotionally. I didn't know that he, had the rug pulled out from underneath him and, his credibility got hurt. Didn't know. He ended up joining another network marketing company later. Not with me, because I didn't follow up, because I wasn't going back to that thing again. No way. After getting smashed like that, no thank you. Anyway, duplication. One of my favorite topics. Here's the big six. Throw the big six back up on the screen. We've talked about sales. And again, over here, everything I know about sales from 37 years is in this box. Everything. Every script, every tactic, every challenge, every campaign, everything, case studies of what works in order to be able to create more sales, all of it, top to bottom, products, services, high ticket, low ticket, all of it. Retention, everything I know is in this box. Duplication, everything I know is in that box. And it's a lot of stuff, but I can walk you through it and show you how to be able to do that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to hear from a couple that work together and have created a lot of duplication within their organization. Very good success. They flew a long way to be here and share with you. Then I'm going to come give you some tips and ideas on how to create more duplication in your organization, things that I've learned, basic fundamental things that you can use to start to build a framework. Most of you have duplication by accident. It's not by design. It's just somebody's sheer will shows up in your organization. You have enough numbers that somebody finally does something with or without you. So I'm going to walk you through all that. And then we're going to have a panel of top-level leaders from around the world. They're going to be sharing their strategies, and we're going to kind of close with that, okay? So hold your energy for 1 hour and 46 minutes, and we'll close strong. And then you'll be able to take the rest of today or tonight, depending on where you're connected from in the world, and mentally prepare yourself for tomorrow morning, which is going to be absolutely epic. End of the day, I'll just tell you what we're going to give you today. We're going to give you all the slides from all the presenters. We're going to send that to you, so you have every single slide that I've put up, every single slide that everybody else has put up, including what was written on the different writing things that we did. You'll get that. Tomorrow is bigger. But at the end of the day tomorrow, for everybody who makes it through the end of the day is strong, you're going to have something that you're going to really be excited about. Okay? So let's bring out our guest speakers. They're dear friends. Like I said, they've flown a long way. They're going to be sharing their insights with you. Please welcome to the stage Angela and Oliver. Kirsten, come on out. Go get them.
Finally! So, welcome to all of you here in this room. It's interesting, huh? So the first day has not yet finished, and you already feel the shift? Yeah? I feel it right away. And hello to all the wonderful people in Zoom. Hopefully you shared it with one more person, yeah? That we're gonna hit the 100,000? Yes? Okay, great. So, before we talk about systems, growth, or duplication, I want to start with a word that we all use all the time, and yet hardly anyone really understands. Authenticity. And as a non-native English speaker, I'm super proud that I can finally pronounce it correctly. Authenticity. So people like to say, just be you, be real, be 100% yourself, and you'll be fine. But which self are they actually referring to? The one self you built to survive your childhood? The one that comes out when you're nervous? The one that you show because you want to be liked? Or the one that you can hardly really encounter because you've been slipping into a role for so long? Most of what people call authentic isn't authentic at all. It's just a habit, conditioning, unreflective behavior. And if we are honest, it's often just the most comfortable version of ourselves, the version that doesn't want to change at all. So let me do a quick history lesson with you. That's what German people do. If we go back to the origin of the word, authenticity originally had nothing to do with people. In ancient Greece, the word was used for documents, for texts, seals, contracts. A document was authentic if it was verified, originally trustworthy. So authenticity did not begin as a feeling. It began as a proof. And it was not until much later, in the beginning of the 20th century in Europe, when psychologists and philosophers asked this question: what would it mean for a person to be verified when the inside and the outside really match? And from this arose the modern meaning of the word. Not just say whatever you want to say or don't question yourself, but something much more mature. Authenticity means that as a result of self-reflection, finally, your inner world and your outer behavior stop fighting each other. Let me give you a little insight from me personally to make it more clear. So, when I was younger, I went through a long phase where I thought that my mental sharpness was authenticity. I had to learn how to read people, like instantly. To recognize in a friction of a second, friend or foe. And what would this person take as the next action? And as I was circling around, analyzing everyone and everything, I adapted my communication. So my communication was like correspondingly direct and in a really sharp manner. And one example, so I was in a room with someone and I was analyzing him completely. And just suddenly it broke out of me that I had to say everything about him. Oh, this is your neurosis, oh, you really have to take care about this, or this will be the next action, or you might fail in this, even when no one has ever asked me to do so. You can imagine how popular I was. Much later, and many therapy sessions later, I understood that I actually wasn't being myself. I was just running a self-defense mechanism that I had to develop as a child, as I needed to be safe. An intelligent survival mechanism, yeah, for sure, but that was not the woman I wanted to be. This realization changed a lot because it showed me authenticity is not something you defend, it's something you grow into. To be honest, I still have those moments when I'm just talking very directly and very sharp, but I'm working on it, and thanks for loving me anyway. I really appreciate it. So, authenticity is not something you defend, it's something you grow into. This is really important. And this is exactly where Oliver and I always have to love, because his approach to the same topic comes from a completely different direction. While I tried to understand people, he tried to escape all the systems in which those people lived.
So, you know, when you hear Angela talking about authenticity, she speaks from a place of some kind of inner alignment. And my approach to that topic for a very long time was, let's say, a little different. For me, authenticity meant resistance. So if there was any rule, I tried to push it. And if there was a system, I questioned it. And if something even looked remotely organized, my brain tried to find a way to kind of smash it. When I was a teenager, I did not learn how to read people. I was running around with a mohawk trying to figure out who the hell I was. This was my approach. I challenged all the teachers around me, and I argued with every authority figure until the moment they accepted my punk style. literally that moment, I changed into a suit and a tie. So I honestly believed as long as no one can put me into any system, I'm free. Of course, this was not really authenticity. This was a kind of rebellious confusion and a state of mind that pretty much defined me for quite a long time. It actually got to his peak in 2020 when Angela and I found ourselves in the middle of a huge protest against governmental regulations in Germany, right at the Brandenburg Gate. Now let me go a little bit back because some of you might not remember. Already a few weeks before this particular moment, the world had gone a bit crazy in my eyes, and it got a norm, practically a system, to do things that make clearly no sense. And people called it solidarity while discriminating against anyone who refused to follow the herd. Maybe some of you remember those days in 2020, do you? So there we were, 2020, a very cold day, downtown Berlin, in the middle of, I would say, about 100,000 like-minded people who were singing and shouting for freedom and peace. And suddenly, black helicopters came in, and all the cell phone networks went down while the water cannons started up. And I looked around and I saw snipers appearing on all the rooftops around us. And if you question, no, this was not shown in any media afterwards. So this moment hit me like a shockwave. I felt the full force of a structure that made clearly no sense to me. A system that was built to work fully against the individual. And I always carried the belief that all systems were like that. Systems for me back then were restrictive, limiting, and suffocating. But in the days after the protest, one thing became very clear to me. For all those years, I was not fighting systems. I was fighting the belief that all the systems were the same. And when you spend all of your life in pushing every frame, you don't discover those who are actually designed to let you grow. So here's the twist though. When we started our network marketing business, I brought the same belief pattern with me. And Angela watched me from the perspective of someone who has actually mastered the skill of observing chaos quietly. Sometimes not that quiet, and in my case, not quiet at all. Because every time anyone said to me something like, use the system, I understand, lose the freedom. And when it was about using a certain structure, I thought I had to become someone else. And believe me, my angel-like wife and I had some lively discussions in the first years of building our business. And in the end, it turned out you were right.
Like always.
Maybe, like always. So, for me, network marketing, and I would say Eric Worre actually became the teacher from whom I finally understood that good systems don't kill authenticity, they reveal it. A good system doesn't ask you to become someone else. A good system instead allows you to be more of yourself consistently and saves you an incredible amount of time during the process. Because without structure, without any structure, your authenticity becomes unpredictable. And without predictability, people can't follow you, even if they would like to. So this was the moment when I realized the most rebellious thing an authentic person can do is not to reject every system, but to choose systems which actually lead to freedom, and show these systems to as many like-minded people as possible. Because this can actually create a movement which can change the world for the better. And this is what brings us to the heart of our profession.
So most people,
For you.
you deserve it. So most people join network marketing to escape a system. But then they realize they just need a better one to grow. Freedom without structure becomes chaos, and chaos is not liberating, it's exhausting. When we started 7 years ago with no experience in network marketing at all, we were primarily enthusiastic about our product. We had no teacher and mentor, and we just jumped right in. And guess how many sleepless nights I have spent wondering where we would be now if we would have met Eric and Marina earlier. But we haven't, and it's okay, finally we did. So we were just euphoric and with a lot of energy and completely without any system. So we invited a lot of people to our barbershop and talked their ears off. Completely exhausted after 3 hours, we gave up. And our guests did too. Later, we realized that a lot of our customers just thought that we finally stopped talking. We practiced and got a little better, and above all, we learned more and more about our product. So as you can imagine, it was especially important to me to always be the smartest person in the room. And so every evening, I heard more or less the same sentence. Oh, wow, it's amazing how much you know. And for us, it was particularly important that we are very entertaining and original, and we quickly gained many customers. But time and again, we heard the worst sentence there is in network marketing. It's great how you do it, but I could never do that. For almost a year, we searched unsuccessfully for people who wanted to do the same job as us and conquer the world of network marketing together with us. But no one dared to do what we were doing. No one could imagine being like us. And there's where the biggest misunderstanding begins. People think duplication means copying a person, their tone, their energy, their personality. But that's not duplication, that's theater. And theater collapses the moment you get tired. So people don't duplicate performance. You don't duplicate charisma. You duplicate habits. You duplicate simple, repeatable steps that work again and again.
Exactly.
Like always.
So the system is not supposed to express you. A system is supposed to support you. So your expression is your job. It is your job to express who you are. And will everybody, for the people in the chat, will everybody like your expression? Probably not. And is that a problem? No, not at all. Because we live by the rule of thirds. And it's mostly always correct. 1/3 of the people all around you love you exactly for what you are. And 1/3 of the people all around you hate you for exactly what you are. And 1/3 of the people don't even care what or whoever you are. So in the end, it's very simple. Just be the best expression of yourself for yourself. Because 2/3 of the others won't approve anyways. So this is your job. Your expression is your job. But what is your system's job then? Your system's job is there for your growth, for your support, for your structure, and for your duplication. And what does this duplication exactly mean? Duplication, if you Google it, is synonymous with scalability, reproducibility, was a hard word for me, reproducibility, repeatability, and consistency building. It is actually the moment where a beginner stops guessing and starts knowing.
Oh, you might want to write this down, what's now coming, because it's actually very smart. I love it when you say so.
So when a beginner stops guessing and starts knowing.
Yeah,
So he starts knowing, number one, and you heard all of that during the whole day. Number one is how to onboard new customers in a way that increases retention. It sounds so simple, but it's not clear to a new one. Number two is how to launch a brand new partner without creating friction or confusion. Number three, and this is something what I really love Eric for, because this changed our whole approach, is understanding the core rank of your company and exactly how to get there. So all of that is about having a clear roadmap for all the important things which rather need a clear, simple plan than superhuman powers. Duplication means creating results that can be reproduced reliably by many people independent of their individual talent, personality, or background. I say it once again because I practice it so much and even stands back there, but I have to say it again because I love it. And when you let sink this in, this really works. Duplication means creating results that can be reproduced reliably by many people independent of their individual talent, personality, or background, which means, in short, duplication is the art of making success repeatable.
So people can only duplicate what feels safe to them. If your energy is chaotic, they duplicate chaos. If your standards shift every week, they duplicate inconsistency. But when you're grounded, when you're aligned, and when your inner world and your actions say the same thing, they duplicate that. So they don't become smaller versions of you. They become stronger versions of themselves.
And I want to tell you one quick story about that.
Even if we have overtime.
I have to be really, really fast. We have one partner in our team. She's with us for years. She started super strong, super fast, and then she got stuck. And I tried everything to unstuck her. I tried actually for almost 3 years. And in these 3 years, she became the mother of all limiting beliefs. And she perfected the yes, but technique. Do you know the yes, but technique? It was always like, yes, but in my team. Yes, but for me. Yes, in my situation. Yes, but in that time of the year. But yes, but I can. Yes, but I can't. It was always like, yes, but I don't have. And first, I really tried to kind of fix her with strategy Zooms. I started with monthly strategy Zooms. Then I came up with weekly strategy Zooms. Then I tried it almost with daily strategy Zooms. Until I realized I was completely caught in the coaching trap. Any one of you know the coaching trap? It's a crazy bad place to be. And I was stuck there until I realized she was just mirroring my early days. So the solution was quite easy. It actually just needed less of her and more of a system, because all her limiting beliefs were rooted in the fact that she had no partners in crime. And no partners simply means no duplication. So I stopped all of that Zoom terror, and I just doubled down on teaching our whole team about our systems. A few weeks ago, she called me. And you know what she said? She said, I tried everything for so long in my way, and nothing worked. So now I decided to trust you and do what you said. And she signed up in the GoPro Leadership Lab. And you know what happened? 3 weeks ago, we had a team gathering in Germany, and she came with 13 brand new partners. So if you might be still awake, Dani, it was a very good decision. Thank you.
So authenticity attracts people to you. Systems give them the confidence to stay. Duplication helps them rise, not as copies, but as individuals who finally know how to grow. This is the soul of duplication. Thank you.
Nicely done. Amen. Nice brother.